everyone, and welcome to the Stay-at-Home Book Tag. If you don't know, my name is Nirali. This is Fireword Sparkler, where we create something new every day. And I post videos about once a month, but that's besides the point. Today we are going to do the Stay-at-Home Book Tag. I was tagged by the lovely, the wonderful, my partner in crime, because we're both gay, Katrina Eames. They are an amazing YouTuber. They do book reviews, they talk about politics, they talk about a lot of things. They talk a lot more than I do. You should subscribe to them, because they post at least once a week. I don't know how they do the output they do, but we also co-host a podcast together called On Your Left Podcast, and it's a politics podcast, and it's a good time. Today, I am doing the Stay-at-Home Book Tag. A book tag because we are all supposed to still stay at home if we're in America, because things are still not going well. I mean, today was the first time I wore makeup in months, because I was like, I miss doing myself up a little bit. What better time is there to read? I've been reading so much lately. I've mostly been doing audiobooks, which has been a lot of fun because I'm able to do my work while listening to audiobooks, and I really love that. Without any further ado, let's get this started. Question 1. What is a book you've read in one day? So I read Real Life by Brandon Taylor in one day. This book is about a Black gay man navigating his postgraduate studies in Iowa, in biochemistry, and the author just so happens to have a degree in biochemistry, in addition to having gotten his master's from the Iowa Writers Program, which is just mind-boggling to me. This novel is some of the best writing I have read all year. It's one of my favorite books this year. The way Brandon Taylor writes sentences is the way I want to learn how to write sentences. The way he crafted the emotional climax of this story is so beautiful and wonderful and moving, and I could not put it down once I picked it up. It took me a while, unfortunately. I got it in February when it came out, and then I read the first few pages, and then I put it down because I was like, I need to focus on this book. And once I had a day where I could focus on it, I read the whole thing, and it was beautiful. This book was just longlisted for the Booker Prize, and I hope it wins. I hope it's shortlisted, and then I hope it wins because this book deserves that, and Brandon Taylor deserves that. If you can't get this book yet, you should definitely check out his short stories. There are so many across the internet, and it's honestly a lesson in craft. I love it so much. And yeah, I just haven't been able to stop thinking about the middle 8 pages since I read it in July, at the beginning of July. I love this book. It's so good. So question 2 is snacking. What is your guilty pleasure book? So, I don't really believe you should feel guilty about any of your pleasures unless it's hurting someone else. And I don't think any of the books I've read fall into the guilty pleasure category. However, I do think fan fiction is kind of a guilty pleasure for me because I read so damn much of it. So I have a fic rec for y'all. It is Wild by Seafin, which is a, when I bookmarked it, I wrote like cottagecore to bants to smut to love, which is basically what it is, even though I think it's proto-cottagecore because it was written in like 2017 or so. I'll link it in the description. It is only available to archive users on AO3, with good reason. My fics are also only available to archive users. But yeah, really, really good fic if you want some HP fic. It's really good. I love that fic. And oh god, the atmosphere in that fic is so good. I love it. Realistic depictions of mental health too. Love that. So yeah, I guess that's my guilty pleasure, fanfic. Yeah, I take way too much pride in being a fanfic reader to like feel guilty about it. So question 3 is Netflix and what's a series I want to start? So I have been meaning to read the Darker Shade of Magic series for years now. Like when I started at Books of Wonder, in 2017. One of my coworkers recommended it to me, and I still haven't gotten to it. I tried reading the audiobook a few months ago, and I just didn't like the narrator, so I think I have to get my hands on a physical copy in order to actually read it. What I know of the Darker Shade of Magic series really fascinates me. I know the way the worlds are like layered in the novels is really cool, and I do want to study world building a little more, and I feel like the Darker Shade of Magic series would be good for that. However, I don't know. I feel like I need to wait for the right times for things, and I don't think it's time yet for me to read that book. Like, I've tried and I've put it down, and I know when I read it, I'll like it. I just need to wait for myself to be ready for it, if that makes sense. Yeah, speaking of Netflix, I also just have not been able to watch TV lately. I don't know what it is about, like, narrative TV shows that just has me, like, completely stuck, and I feel like I just can't do it. But, yeah, that's just quarantine brain, I think. I just can't focus on it. I can watch movies. I watched a bunch of movies. DM me if you want to be part of my Netflix party Bollywood night thing that I do. It's a really good time. We just watched Kapoor and Sons. So question 4 is deep clean. I'm not very good at deep cleaning, but what is a book that's been on your TBR for ages? I'm so excited about this. This book is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alieri Sainz. I am finally reading it. Like, y'all, I'm so happy. I am finally reading this book, and I'm loving it. This book finally came in on my Libby app the day I wrote this script for this video. And it took 16 weeks for me to get it. There was a 16-week waiting period. That's how long it was in my holds. And I only have 3 holds and 3 books to return, or checked out books, available on my Libby app. Like, 16 weeks, and I finally got it, and I'm finally reading it, and I love it, and I love that Lin-Manuel Miranda is the narrator, and I love that there are a couple times where the main character, Ari, talks about how he doesn't want to study Alexander Hamilton. I am just very excited to finish the book, because it's really good. And it's really quick, too. I feel like I've been reading a lot of quick books lately. That's just... oh, God. Sorry, I just had a work flashback because quick books, but that's not what I meant. Quick reads. I've been enjoying quick reads that have still really good stories or prose. I don't necessarily think the prose in Ari and Dante is, like, amazing, but it's really good. I like it. So, question 5 is Animal Crossing, or what is a book you bought because of the hype? And this book is Ghost Squad by Claribel Ortega. They are so cool on Twitter, and they're so nice on Twitter. And I was like, I have to get your book when it comes out. And I did get it. This is the debut novel by Claribel Ortega, and it sucks that a ton of debuts didn't get the sales they should have because of COVID and quarantine and all that jazz. So I am just glad to support indie bookstores. I got this at Books of Wonder, where I used to work. Support your local indie. And I'm really glad I'm reading it. I'm in the middle of it. I don't know why it's so slow going for me. I think I'm just more used to audiobooks at this point than paper. But I can't wait to finish it. I'm in the middle, and the main character is so fun, and it's like very Ghostbusters, but also uses Dominican mythology. It's great. I have been excited about this middle grade release for years now, and I'm glad it's finally out, and I'm glad I'm finally reading it. So question 6 is about productivity. What is a book you learned from? So, right before quarantine started, I read Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi. I listened to it, which was a beautiful experience because the way he talks about Paris is just gorgeous. Yeah, I learned a lot about existing as a Black American that as an Indian American I could sometimes relate to and sometimes not at all because our experiences are so different. But I learned a lot from that book, and that was also a fairly quick read. There's a lot of emotion in it while, like, frankly talking about race in America and what it is. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I highly recommend it. Okay, question 7 is FaceTime, or what is a book you were gifted? So this wasn't really a gift, but my friend Kelly got this book delivered to my house because I can receive packages easier, and also because we kind of both want this book, and I now get to look through it before she does. This is the Jane Austen Embroidery book, which is available on Book Depository because it was published in England, and there are some incredible, beautiful projects in here that I can't wait to do. More on that in a minute. We are going to share in its gifts, and hopefully I'm going to be able to make some gifts from this. That would be really cool. Both Kelly and I love crafty things and Jane Austen, so this book is perfect. So now for the last question. Self-care, or what is something you've done recently to take care of yourself? So this isn't quite a bookish question, but I really love this question. I have been songwriting lately. I've always loved music, and because I've been home, I've been trying to relearn how to play my trusty keyboard that's sitting right there. I've really loved getting to play again, and I've really loved writing songs again. I haven't done that in a while, and I'm kind of taking it a little more seriously than I used to, which is fun. As you know, I love creating things. I create something every day, or I try to work on something I'm creating every single day. And yeah, this is just another outlet for my creativity, and I really love it. And it does help that Taylor Swift recently released an album, and so did Phoebe Bridgers, and they are two extremely inspiring songwriters for me. So I am tagging Rory D. Reads in this, who is a pretty new booktuber and is amazing. I discovered her through Twitter, and her Twitter, not URL, but like name on Twitter that you can change often is Sword Lesbian Rory, so I think that tells you everything you need to know about Rory. She's fantastic, she's fun and hilarious and wonderful. Everyone, please go subscribe to her. And go subscribe to Katrina. And I guess now is a good time for me to quickly plug that I am starting a Twitch channel. It's just twitch.tv/firewordsparkler. Same username as here. Same username as everywhere for me. I think I'm going to really enjoy live streaming, and I'm going to be live streaming some embroidery. Maybe not from this book yet, but that'll happen too. But it's just another way for me to craft while also creating content for the internet, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it, and I hope you do too. Please follow me on Twitch. It's free to follow. Not free to subscribe unless you have Amazon Prime, but there's that. Please support your local indie bookstores. I'm saying that again because I mentioned the A word, and I am not a fan of that company. It just seems like the best platform at the moment for live streaming. I hope y'all enjoyed this fun tag video. I had so much fun doing it. It's been a while since I've talked about books on this channel, and I read all the time. I'm such a big reader. And it's also been a while since I've done a tag challenge video thing. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. And that is it for this video. Yeah. If you missed my last video, I talked about Tessa Violet's lyrics for way too long, but Tessa Violet liked the video, so I guess that's fine. And I have plans for another video in a few weeks, so please subscribe here. All the links to my socials are down below. Links to Katrina and Rory's channels are in the description as well. Subscribe to my podcast, and I will see y'all next time. Bye! A super special thanks to Mia for being my patron. Because she is a $25 tier patron, she gets so credit for one of my videos. If you would like to support my video work, head on over to my Patreon and check out the perks.